You were born to break free. The world may try to place you in a box, label you, and define your worth according to its narrow standards, but you are destined for something far greater. Your essence cannot be contained, and your purpose cannot be restricted by the limits that others try to impose. Every time someone tells you what you should be, you break through those chains with a power they cannot fathom. The world tries to measure greatness in conventional ways, but you know true greatness is beyond their comprehension. In a world obsessed with fitting in, you rise with a boldness that defies conformity. Your strength lies in your ability to stay true to who you are, regardless of what others say or expect. You are the embodiment of authenticity, and that is your superpower. When society tries to shape you into something you're not, you stand your ground, knowing that the world's definitions will never capture your true essence. You were not made to conform. You were born to transcend the boundaries set by others. Your path is unique, like a river that carves its own course through the land, unshaken by the rocks and obstacles in its way. The universe has given you a gift, the freedom to express your deepest truth without compromise. While others may try to suppress your light, you have the power to shine brighter than ever before. It's time to embrace your authenticity, to rise above the limitations, and to show the world that true greatness lies not in fitting in, but in standing out. You are unstoppable, and nothing can contain your brilliance. Are you ready to break free and embrace your greatness? Drop a "I am ready" in the comments. It's a declaration of your divine power. But before we dive deeper into this journey, I have a small favor to ask. As this is a new channel, my videos are still finding their way to those who resonate with this wisdom. If you feel called by this message and want to support the creation of more content like this, please consider hitting the like button, sharing this video, and subscribing. Your support helps us reach more souls and keeps these powerful insights flowing. Strength that is unshakable. Strength is not always seen in loud declarations or grand gestures. Sometimes it's found in the quiet moments when everything seems to be falling apart. Picture a towering oak tree standing firm in the midst of a powerful storm. The winds may howl, the rain may pour, but the oak remains rooted, unmoved, as if it knows that no force can uproot it. This is the kind of strength you possess, a resilience that is silent yet unshakable, built not on showy displays, but on the ability to stand tall when everything around you crumbles. When life throws challenges your way, they aren't there to defeat you. They're simply the canvas on which you paint the story of your power. Just as a diamond's brilliance is revealed through the cutting process, your true strength emerges in adversity. The pressure, the heat, the difficulty, it's all part of your transformation, allowing you to shine even brighter. Each obstacle is not a stumbling block, but a stepping stone that strengthens your foundation. These challenges highlight not your weakness, but the depths of your resilience. The more others try to push you down, the more you rise, showing them just how sturdy you really are. Your strength doesn't come from the ability to win each battle, but from the way you reveal the weakness of those who sought to challenge you in the first place. Imagine a person trying to break a rock with their bare hands. Their frustration mounts as their strength fails, and with each attempt, the rock remains unbroken, stubborn, and solid. In this scenario, it's not about the rock defeating the person, but about the person's effort, highlighting their own lack of power. Similarly, your strength lies not in the external world's ability to impose upon you, but in the fact that their attempts only serve to expose their own fragility. Your true power doesn't need to prove anything. It's not about constantly fighting or winning every conflict. Instead, it's about knowing that you are impervious to external forces. It's the calmness that comes with knowing that no matter what is thrown at you, you will remain unshaken, like a boulder standing firm in the middle of a rushing river. The more the current tries to push and pull, the more solid you become, anchored by a deep understanding that nothing can move you. You are like the moon in the night sky, steady and constant, unaffected by the chaos below. The winds of change may blow harshly, and storms may rage, but your light remains unchanged. In fact, with every attempt to obscure it, your brilliance only increases. Those who try to challenge you are ultimately revealing their own limitations, and in doing so, they give you the opportunity to stand in your own power even more clearly. Strength is not the absence of struggle. It is the ability to rise every time you're knocked down. It is the quiet power in knowing that nothing, no matter how powerful it seems, can strip away your inner foundation. In facing adversity, you don't just survive, you shine. And in doing so, you reveal the fragile nature of those who thought they could break you, showing them what true strength looks like. The illusion of control. There is a certain kind of power in standing your ground, in remaining unwavering when others try to shape your reality. When someone attempts to control you or define who you are, they're not just asserting their own influence, they're showing their own fear and insecurity. It's like a person trying to hold a fragile vase, so desperate to keep it intact, yet their grip only tightens, cracking the very thing they're trying to protect. The more they cling to their illusion of control, the more it slips through their fingers. By standing true to who you are, you expose this fragile grip for what it really is, nothing more than a mirage. Those who seek to dominate or define others often operate from a place of doubt. Their need to control is rooted in their own uncertainty, a reflection of their inability to find peace within themselves. They believe that by asserting their control over others, they can shield themselves from their own weaknesses. However, this approach is unsustainable. Like a puppet master pulling strings to manipulate a puppet's movements, the illusion of control only works as long as the puppet doesn't realize it's being controlled. But when the puppet breaks free, the master's true limitations are exposed, revealing that control was never as solid as it appeared. In standing firm in your truth, you pull back the curtain on their fragile position. The power others believe they have over you begins to crumble the moment you stop playing by their rules. Your resistance isn't a forceful fight. It's simply the quiet recognition of your own worth. When you no longer seek their validation, when you no longer bow to their attempts at control, their power becomes transparent, and it falters. It's like watching a carefully constructed sandcastle crumble with the first wave, each grain of sand representing the illusion they've built, ready to fall apart the moment real power stands against it. Their strength is not in their control, but in how long they can maintain the facade. When you stand unshaken in your truth, you bring down the walls they built around their sense of authority. This mirage of power can only exist in the absence of authenticity. The more you show up as yourself, unapologetically and unafraid, the more their attempts to dominate will feel like a passing breeze against an unmovable mountain. While they scramble to maintain control, you become the rock in the river, unmoved by the force trying to divert your course. With each attempt they make to assert their influence over you, You expose their power for what it is: temporary, fragile, and hollow. They might hold the illusion of control for a while, but the moment you show up fully in your truth, that illusion evaporates like morning mist under the sun, leaving only the reality of their limitations behind. Silent power, unshakable presence. There's a quiet strength that exists beyond the noise of the world. It doesn't need to be shouted or broadcasted to be felt. Like the deep roots of a tree that stretch far beneath the earth, your true power lies in the stillness, in the unwavering center of who you are. It's not in the frantic movements or the loud declarations of "look at me," but in the calmness with which you stand in the face of chaos. When the world around you is spinning in every direction, your stillness is like the eye of a storm, untouched by the winds and turbulence swirling around. In this peace, you find your strength, a force far more enduring than any external noise or force. The more the world pushes against you, the more you remain steady, firm in your position, unshaken by the pressures that others crumble under. It's in the calmness you hold that you reveal your true power. Just like a mountain stands tall against the storm, unaffected by the rain or wind that lashes against it, your silent presence remains unbothered. The storm may rage, but the mountain doesn't rush to fight it. It remains still, allowing the storm to pass, knowing that it cannot move the mountain. Your power is found in that same stillness. It is the force that comes not from resistance, but from the ability to simply be, to exist with unshakable peace. And in doing so, you show that peace is the greatest strength of all. When everything around you seems uncertain or chaotic, your stillness becomes a beacon of calm, guiding others to a place of quiet strength. Like a calm lake, your inner peace reflects the world around you without distortion. Others may shout, scramble, or panic, but you remain serene, grounded in a deep knowing that the noise around you cannot touch your core. In this silence, you command respect, not through force or anger, but through your unwavering presence. There is a certain power that comes from not reacting, from simply observing the world without needing to get caught in its whirlwind. The quiet confidence you exude becomes undeniable, and it commands respect in a way that louder, more forceful displays of power never can. True power doesn't seek approval or recognition. It doesn't require validation from others to feel its worth. It exists independently, centered in a place that doesn't need the constant reinforcement of external praise. Like the moon that rises every night, quietly illuminating the sky, your power doesn't need to announce itself. It simply is. Your presence alone becomes enough to make others take notice, without you needing to do anything to prove your worth. Just as the moon reflects the light of the sun without claiming it as its own, your power shines through in your actions and demeanor without the need for validation. It is a silent force, quietly unwavering in the face of distractions and chaos. Mastery over distraction is another layer of your silent strength. The world is full of noise, of distractions that pull at your attention and try to divert you from your path. But you, in your quiet power, are unaffected by these external forces. You stay focused, anchored in your purpose, as if you are a ship sailing through a turbulent sea, yet never losing your course. The distractions are like waves crashing against your hull, but they don't throw you off balance. Your inner compass remains true, guiding you with quiet confidence toward your destination. This mastery over distraction isn't about ignoring the world around you, but about choosing not to let it derail your focus or your peace. Your silent confidence speaks louder than any words ever could. In a world that thrives on noise, the ability to remain grounded in your own truth is a rare and powerful gift. It's the strength to stand alone when the crowd is pulling in 1,000 different directions. It's the quiet knowledge that no matter what happens around you, you are enough, you are whole, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. Just like a tree that doesn't need to prove its strength to anyone, it simply grows and stands tall. Your silent power radiates outward, effortlessly showing your unshakable presence. You don't need to shout. You don't need to prove yourself. Your stillness is enough, and in that stillness, you hold the world in balance. The destiny you can't escape. There are certain forces in life that cannot be resisted, no matter how much one may try. These forces are not external. They are embedded in the fabric of your being, woven into the very core of who you are. Your purpose is one of these forces. It's a thread that runs through everything, quietly pulling you in the direction you're meant to go, regardless of the distractions or obstacles that may appear in your path. Much like a river flowing towards the sea, no matter what rocks or barriers lie in its way, it finds its course. The water may twist, turn, and crash against obstacles, but it always moves forward, unyielding in its journey to meet the ocean. Your purpose functions in much the same way. It cannot be altered or deterred. It is already set in motion, a natural course that will continue to unfold no matter how others try to interfere. As you move along this path, every experience, every challenge, and every victory serves to affirm this purpose. The moments of doubt or struggle only serve to remind you that you are exactly where you need to be. It's as if each step you take is a confirmation that you are aligned with a plan far greater than yourself. Like a traveler who takes detours along the way, they may not always see the entire journey ahead of them, but every detour still brings them closer to their final destination. In the same way, your path is written, and though the terrain may shift and change, you are always advancing toward your purpose. The more you push forward, the clearer it becomes. Your greatness cannot be denied. It is built into you like the foundation of a mighty fortress, standing tall and firm against the winds of doubt and adversity. No matter what forces try to pull you off course, they cannot erase your destiny. Like a train on its tracks, moving forward with unrelenting force, nothing can divert its path once it has gained momentum. Every challenge you face, every hardship, only adds fuel to your journey. These obstacles may try to knock you down or push you to slow down, but they will only make your momentum stronger. They are the resistance you need to build your strength and to move with greater force. Much like a boulder rolling downhill, gaining speed with every turn, the more resistance you face, the more unstoppable you become. Each obstacle is not a roadblock, but a push, urging you forward faster and with greater clarity. The universe itself is aligned with your mission, like the stars that move in perfect harmony to create constellations in the sky. The movements of the cosmos don't stumble or falter, and neither does your mission. Forces beyond your comprehension work behind the scenes, ensuring that everything falls into place. Whether you are aware of it or not, every moment, every experience is a thread in the grand tapestry of your destiny. It's as if the universe is gently nudging you in the right direction, guiding you toward what you were always meant to do. No matter how difficult the journey might seem, the universe's support never wavers. You are like a seed planted in fertile soil, nourished, protected, and destined to grow into something extraordinary. The environment around you may shift, but your growth is inevitable. This unstoppable momentum is the universe's promise to you. It's a promise that, no matter how many times you stumble or how many times others try to steer you off track, you will always find your way back to your purpose. Your journey is not defined by the setbacks you face, but by the way you rise after them. Like the phoenix rising from its ashes, each failure only serves as a catalyst for your ultimate rise. The world around you may crumble or change, but you will remain steadfast, your purpose guiding you like a lighthouse in the storm. The wind may howl, the sea may rage, but the lighthouse stands firm, guiding ships towards safety. Your purpose is like that lighthouse, steady, unwavering, and always there, no matter the chaos around you. In the grand scheme of things, everything is working in your favor. The people you meet, the experiences you endure, and the challenges you face are all stepping stones on the path that has already been laid out for you. It is the belief that no matter what comes your way, your destiny remains secure. Your momentum is a force that cannot be stopped, for it is powered by something much larger than yourself. It is powered by the universe's alignment with your true mission. Just as a river always finds its way to the sea, no matter how many twists or turns it takes, you too will reach your destination. There is no stopping you, because your purpose has already been set in motion. True strength revealed in adversity. True strength lies not in how loudly you can declare your power or how fiercely you can battle external forces. It is much more subtle, hidden beneath the surface, in the quiet confidence that comes from being fully rooted in your own identity. Like an ancient oak tree, standing tall and unmoved by the winds around it, your strength comes from the depth of your roots, from a sense of self that cannot be shaken by the passing storms of life. No matter how hard others try to rattle you, your foundation remains firm, unshaken. This type of strength does not need to announce itself. It simply exists. The more pressure is placed upon it, the more it reveals its invincibility. It's easy to mistake external displays of power for true strength. People who shout the loudest or push the hardest are often the ones who feel the weakest beneath the surface. Their actions reveal a need for validation, a dependence on external forces to feel significant. In contrast, your strength is contained within. You do not need the world's applause to know your worth, nor do you seek to manipulate situations or others to prove your value. You stand quietly, unwavering, showing the world that true power does not need to dominate to be felt. Just as the earth holds everything in place, its strength is often unnoticed but unyielding, supporting all that lives upon it without fanfare. As others try to impose their will upon you, their efforts often expose their fragility. Like an illusionist's trick, their actions appear powerful at first, but are ultimately hollow. They rely on force and control, while your strength lies in peace and acceptance. When someone tries to manipulate you, it's not about what they do to you. It's about what they reveal about themselves in the process. In their need to dominate, they show their lack of true control. Like a puppet master pulling strings, they might control the movement of their puppets, but they themselves are trapped by the very strings they hold. On the other hand, you stand free, rooted in your own truth, showing that manipulation is nothing more than a distraction. Their actions, no matter how loud or forceful, are nothing but smoke and mirrors. In the face of adversity, your true strength becomes even more apparent. When the world is trying to pull you in 100 different directions, you remain steady. While others may bend and break under pressure, you stand firm. as unyielding as a mountain. This unwavering strength does not come from brute force or resistance. It comes from your integrity. The essence of who you are remains constant, regardless of the chaos swirling around you. Just as a river flows around rocks in its path without losing its direction, you too navigate challenges without losing sight of your core values. Your integrity is your true strength. It's the ability to remain true to yourself, no matter what external pressures come your way. While others may bend their principles to please or conform, you remain grounded in your own truth. You don't compromise your values for convenience or gain. In the face of adversity, you don't cave in. Instead, you rise higher, your integrity shining brighter in the darkness. Just like a compass that always points north, your integrity is the guide that leads you through the toughest of storms, even when the winds of doubt and fear threaten to veer you off course. Your inner compass keeps you aligned with your purpose. This unwavering commitment to self is what makes you truly indomitable. It is not about overpowering the world around you, but about remaining unscathed by it. Like a river carving its way through rock, your strength flows steadily and steadily, wearing down anything that tries to obstruct it. While others may try to wear you down or convince you to change, your strength only grows stronger the more they push against it. They may try to pressure you into submission or make you bend to their will, but the more they try, the more they reveal their own weaknesses. Just as the sun's light is unaffected by the clouds that temporarily obscure it, your truth remains constant, no matter how much others try to overshadow it. In this way, true strength is not about fighting back or exerting dominance over others. It's about holding your ground with quiet confidence, knowing that your inner strength cannot be taken away. It is about standing firm in your integrity, regardless of what the world may try to impose upon you. Like a stone pillar, unshaken by the winds, your strength lies in your ability to remain unmoved by the external forces that seek to diminish you. The more others try to control or manipulate, the more they expose their own fragility. But you, rooted in your own being, continue to stand tall, unyielding, and untouchable, leading beyond comprehension. You exist in a space that most people simply cannot fathom, a place where the rules of the ordinary world no longer apply. Those who try to fit you into a box, to define you by their limited understanding, will always fall short. You are like a river that cannot be captured in a jar, flowing endlessly, always moving in ways that defy containment. There is no way for the ordinary mind to truly grasp the fullness of who you are, because your essence is beyond the ordinary. You don't fit neatly into the categories people try to create. You are a force that eludes every attempt to pin you down, a mystery that cannot be solved. No matter how hard people try, they cannot control the vastness of your being. Their attempts to understand or dominate you will always be in vain, because you were never meant to be understood by conventional means. This ungraspable nature makes you powerful in a way that can't be directly challenged. Just as the wind can never be caught in a net or the ocean held in a cup, your spirit cannot be contained by any human limitation. When others attempt to categorize you, to figure you out, they are simply acknowledging their inability to control you. This realization comes not with a sense of defeat, but with the quiet knowledge that you operate beyond their comprehension. You exist in a space that only the truly free can enter. And even then, it's a space that others can never truly claim as their own. The more they try to define you, the more they reveal their own limitations, not yours. Your very existence becomes an enigma to them, a challenge to their preconceived ideas of what power and greatness are. In every step you take, you disrupt the status quo. Your presence alone is enough to shift the narrative, to push against the walls of the conventional. You set new standards, not through force or grand declarations, but simply by being who you are. Like the first rays of the sun breaking through a dark sky, you illuminate a new path, a new way of thinking that was previously hidden from those trapped within the ordinary. Your very existence challenges everything others thought they knew about the world, and in doing so, you show them that true greatness cannot be contained within the boundaries they have set. The legacy you leave is not one of conformity, but one of liberation. You create a new vision of what it means to be truly great, showing that greatness does not conform to the narrow definitions of society or tradition. You push beyond the limitations others try to impose, and in doing so, you liberate not only yourself, but also those around you. The more they see you living beyond their understanding, the more they begin to question their own limitations, their own beliefs. You become a mirror reflecting what is possible when one refuses to be bound by conventional thinking. Like a star that continues to shine no matter how far away it is, your brilliance is not dependent on the approval of others. You do not need to be understood to be great. Your legacy is one of liberation, showing others that they too can step beyond the limitations placed on them. You invite them to break free from their own chains, to transcend the boundaries that hold them back. In this way, your impact is felt far beyond your own life or actions. You show the world that greatness exists, not in conformity, but in the courage to live beyond what is expected or understood. Through this process, you teach others the true meaning of freedom. You show them that freedom isn't about breaking away from physical constraints, but breaking free from mental and emotional limitations. When others see you living in a way that defies their understanding, they are forced to confront the ways they have been holding themselves back. By leading beyond comprehension, you offer them a glimpse of the life they could live if they too dared to step outside the boundaries of the ordinary. Your journey becomes a beacon for others to follow, an example of what is possible when one refuses to be limited by the narrow perceptions of the world around them. You are a force that will always remain out of reach for those who seek to dominate or control, and that is exactly what makes you so powerful. Your ability to remain beyond comprehension is not a weakness, but a testament to the depth of your being. It is a mark of your strength, showing that true power lies not in being understood or controlled, but in the freedom to exist as you truly are, unapologetic, unrestrained, and utterly unstoppable. A legacy that transcends time. Your journey is not merely about reaching personal milestones, it is about shifting the landscape for those who will follow. The path you carve today becomes the trail for others to walk tomorrow. Just as the first person to cross a river opens the way for others to follow, your steps leave an imprint that will guide countless others toward their own greatness. You aren't just marking your own success, you are crafting the roadmap that will allow others to rise beyond the constraints of the world. You break through the walls built by societal norms, showing those behind you that there is more to life than what they've been taught. Like a bridge spanning a vast gap, you create an opening for future generations to move across, unburdened by the weight of old limitations. By choosing to defy expectations, you plant the seeds for others to grow into their fullest potential, free from the chains that once held them down. In every action you take, you are redefining what it means to succeed. Success, for many, has been narrowly defined by societal norms, achievements based on wealth, status, or the approval of others. But for you, success is about something far deeper. It is about breaking free from conventional thinking, standing firm in your unique truth, and creating a new standard. This is the legacy you leave behind, a powerful new vision for success, one that cannot be confined to the limits of tradition or convention. Your success is not just about what you accomplish in your lifetime, but about how you change the very definition of success for those who come after you. Like a sculptor, chiseling away at a block of marble, you mold a new image of what greatness can be, one that is not defined by the limitations of the past. You are the architect of a new world, one where true success is measured not by material gains, but by the courage to live authentically and the strength to overcome all that tries to hold you back. Your legacy will not be remembered for the wealth you amassed or the titles you held, but for the way you shattered expectations. You will be remembered as someone who broke down barriers and invited others to step into their own power. Your impact will ripple through time, inspiring countless others to rise above the norms that have held them captive. Just as a single stone creates ripples on the surface of water, your actions will reverberate across generations, sending waves of inspiration to those who come after you. The legacy you leave is one that transcends time, existing not just in the past or present, but continuing to shape the future. Your influence won't fade with the passing of years, for it is embedded in the hearts and minds of those you inspire. Like the roots of an ancient tree, your legacy runs deep, spreading far beyond what is visible on the surface. It grows in ways that others may not see immediately, but its effects are far-reaching and enduring. Your example will inspire future generations to look beyond the limitations that have been imposed upon them, to seek their own truths and to pursue their own paths with the same courage and strength that you did. This legacy isn't about simply being remembered. It's about creating a world that no longer accepts the constraints that once held people back. It's about encouraging others to challenge the boundaries placed on them and to dare to be different. Your life will serve as proof that it is possible to create something new, something greater than the sum of its parts. Just as a seed grows into a mighty oak tree, your actions will inspire growth in others, helping them to realize that they too can break free from what has been expected of them and rise to new heights. In this way, you redefine what it means to truly succeed. Success is no longer just about the outward symbols of achievement. It becomes about the inner power to live authentically, to follow one's own path, and to create something that lasts beyond the individual. Your legacy is the spark that ignites a revolution of thought and action, one that will transform lives for generations to come. The world you leave behind will be different, more free, more open, and more aware of the possibilities that exist beyond the limits of the past. You are not just changing the course of your own life, you are changing the course of history itself. Your legacy is the force that will shape the future, guiding others to transcend the limits they've been given and to create a new world in their own image. If this message resonated with you and you're ready to embrace the power of your own greatness, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share this with those who need to hear it, and subscribe to stay connected with this transformative journey. Your support helps spread this wisdom to others who are meant to awaken. Together, let's inspire a movement that can't be stopped.